My god, why do all the pedestrians have such giant freakish heads? It's a post-apocalyptic city of mutated freaks. In the not-too-distant future, a nuclear war spliced the DNA of humans and popsicles. I think there's always a time and a place for simulations of simple jobs. It could be parking simulations, it could be driving simulations, it could be delivery simulations, and this is a game that's a mixture of a delivery and a driving simulation. It's a game where you pick people up and drop people off. And this is Froyo Taxi, a taxi game where you drive around a modestly small town with fairly decent graphics, but very, very cartoony graphics. I mean, the cars look like the toys of an infant boy. The people have giant cartoony heads. Everything is colorful. The graphics are good, but it's a very, very childish game. And it's the same thing with the controls and the actual crash physics. For example, when you crash into something, it doesn't feel obviously like you're crashing a real car. It's more like a bumper car where you just bounce off of something and go on your merry way. This game just feels like a simple budget game for the Wii that's targeted towards people under the age of 12. When you pick someone up, they get in your car, you drop them off in a different place, they give you some money, and you rinse and repeat this over and over, your typical standard taxi simulation. But aside from the major task in the game, there's also other things you need to do, like to increase your level, you need to complete missions as you do your job. And the missions are simple things that involve gameplay, like you gain a level by picking up 5 people, you gain a level by getting a certain amount of money in a certain amount of time, you gain a level by collecting several stars in a given amount of time. Now the game is a little more complicated than it looks and plays. There's actually a lot of upgrading involved in the game, and this basically means you upgrade everything from your engine to your car color to your tires, and this drastically changes the way you drive. But even with that, the game is still bare bones simple, mostly because the gameplay is simple and easy, but also because this town is really, really small. I mean, you've heard of shooting fish in a barrel? Well, this is being a taxi driver in a barrel. When you pick someone up, you drop them off like 2 blocks down the road. It literally takes you 24 seconds. Look, there's definitely a hypnotic trance you can go into playing simple, mindless games that require no thinking. But a game that also requires no skill, that's where you're just gonna get bored really quickly, and this is that type of game, at least for adults. Me personally, I'm a fan of parking games and delivery games and taxi games. These can be fun when you just want to play something where you need to turn your brain off. Let's say like you're on the train to work and you need something to do. It's either watch a movie or play a mindless game. That's when games like this shine. For kids, I would say this is a solid 7 out of 10, but for adults, I wouldn't even give it a score. It's just not for you. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, my friends.